Imagine standing alone on a quiet bridge, surrounded by nature, but instead of peace, you hit an overwhelming sense of dread. The sky is blood red, the ground beneath you feels unstable, and it's as if the entire world is letting out one long, endless scream, and that's the moment Edvard Munch captured on a canvas. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Aina Safia binti Shaifuliza, and today I want to explore the Scream. It is one of the famous artists and emotional charged painting in art history. Its haunting figure and vivid background have fascinated viewer for over a century. We all go through moments where emotions feel too much, whether from stress, fear, anxiety, or even loss. This painting speaks to that universal experience, expressing what many of us struggle to say with words. As someone who has studied arts history and psychology behind art interpretations, I have come to appreciate how deeply much personal life and cultural context shape his iconic work. In this speech, I will first explain how much personal trauma and mental health influence the creation of the screen. Then, I will explore the symbolism in the painting and how it captures a shared human emotions such as anxiety. Let's start by understanding the artist's life, which play a key role in the emotional depth of the painting. Much personal trauma deeply influenced the creations of the script. Much childhood were filled with loss and illness. His mother died of tuberculosis when he was just 5 years old. Soon after, his favorite sister Sophie died of the same illness. These tragedies deeply affect him and make themes like death, illness, and emotional sufferings common in his work. The second point is his mental health struggles continue into adulthood. It is because Mann often wrote in his diaries about fear, anxiety, and loneliness. He once described the walking with friends when he suddenly felt a deep sense of dread and felt the enormous infinite scream of nature. This moment directly inspired the painting. In 1908, Mann suffered a nervous breakdown and checked into a mental hospital. During this time, he reflected more deeply on his past and used art as a therapy. The Scream, painted earlier in 1893, can be seen as a visual release of his lifelong anxiety. Now that we have seen how personal paint shaped much art, let's explore the symbolic features that gives the Scream its lasting emotional power. The painting used symbolic elements to express universal anxiety and fear. The blood red sky and swirling landscape create an atmosphere of emotional chaos. Some scientists believe the red sky may have been inspired by the afterglow of the 1183 Krakatoa volcanic eruption, which affect sky across Europe. Much exaggerate this natural phenomenon to reflect his internal panic, transforming the environment into a mirror of emotional turmoil. The ghostly figures in the foreground captures the essence of panic and helplessness. With no clear gender or identity, the figure becomes a symbol of universal anxiety. Its hands grip its face in shock, and its wild, hollow eyes and open mouth portray an internal scream, silent but deafening. The background elements further isolate the figure. The two people walking in the distance seem disconnected and unaware, intensifying the main figure's loneliness. The bridge may symbolize the fragile connection between the inner worlds of emotions and the internal worlds of everyday life. Clearly, much painting is more than just a work of art. It is powerful emotional message that continues to resonate. So let's move to the conclusions. The Scream is more than just a famous painting. It is a personal cry for help from much and a symbol of the inner fear we all experience at some point in our lives. By combining vivid colors, haunting imagery, and deep symbolism, Much managed to give form of invisible emotion such as anxiety. So my final statement is this painting remains powerful because it speaks to the parts of ourselves we often keep hidden. The silent struggles and emotional storms that many of us face in isolation. I encourage you to revisit the Scream with a fresh perspective, not just a work of art, but as a mirror to your own emotional experience. Let it remind you that expressing inner tumult, whether through art or conversations, is a courageous and necessary part of being a human.